A lot of you are checking this out right now.
Last year, the Hyundai i30 was the third highest selling vehicle in Australia. Almost 38,000 practically flew out of the showrooms, but that was the second generation. Here we have the new and, according to Hyundai, massively improved third generation.
Well, that's what they claim, Tegan. However, at Car Advice, we're here to test those claims. So we've assembled 5 from the range to find the pick of the bunch, which is the car that offers the best combination between price, features and desirability.
Okay, Paul, 3 engines, 3 transmissions and 5 trim levels. How do you even start trying to figure out which one's right for you?
Glad you asked. I've actually got this really easy to read diagram. It all starts with the Active, which comes with a 2-litre petrol and the option of either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed auto. 120 kilowatts.
So the range goes something like this. Instead of covering all 9 variants in the range, we've picked 5 cars between $20,000 and $35,000 to give you an overview of what the i30 has on offer. You can find a more detailed breakdown at caradvice.com. First up is the entry-level Active, which uses a 2-litre petrol engine with an automatic transmission. The Elite steps it up. And then there's the top-spec Premium. Both only come with a fuel-efficient diesel engine and an auto transmission. The SR and SR Premium are the sporty end of the range. Both come with a tweaked version of the 1.6-litre turbo petrol engine found elsewhere in the Hyundai range. And while the SR can be had with either a manual, like the one we're testing today, or an automatic transmission, the top-spec SR Premium is auto only.
Taking that about sums it up. Did that make sense?
Sure did. I'll start with the Active. Walking up to the new i30, you can definitely see a change in its profile compared to its predecessor. There's a real Euro influence in its design. But round the front is the biggest giveaway that this is the 3rd-gen car. The horizontal slatted grille has been replaced. Then there's these slimmer headlights, LED daytime running lights, and alloy wheels across the range. Around the back, it's all new again, with a little nod to other cars in the Hyundai stable. Overall, it's a more mature effort than the outgoing car. Whether Australian buyers will take to the more conservative design, only time will tell. But does it feel any more grown up on the road? The big thing to call out straight away is that the list of standard features in every new i30 is impressive. Across the range, an 8-inch touchscreen with inbuilt satellite navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, digital radio and cruise control. While there's a lot of new safety kits standard higher up in the range, the base model Active misses out. It doesn't even have autonomous emergency braking, which a lot of its competitors offer in their base models. It's no powerhouse, but it's smooth and responsive and moves fairly well through the gears, though it does tend to hold onto them for a little bit longer than it should from time to time. It definitely has benefited from Hyundai's local suspension tuning, which means the ride's been calibrated specifically for Australian roads. Overall, the Active offers plenty of value as it is, before you even step up to the next tier, the Elite.
From the outside, the Elite gets bigger 17-inch alloys, chrome grille inserts and LED lights in the door handles. This also has a fuel-efficient 1.6-litre diesel engine and an automatic transmission.
In addition to keyless entry, inside the cabin there's a few differences over the Active as well. The Elite comes with an electric parking brake, rain-sensing wipers and push-button start. You'll also find that the section down here looks a little different to the Active too. There's a 12-volt outlet in the centre console, an extra one up the front, plus a very cool feature, wireless phone charging. While you're driving, you're going to love the bigger 4.2-inch LCD screen in front of the driver that displays the car's critical functions. There's also dual-zone automatic climate control and rear air vents. The Elite leads on the safety front, equipped with features like autonomous emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assistant, radar cruise control and rear cross traffic alert.
Cruise control and automatic headlights are still standard right across the range, as is a reverse camera and rear parking sensors.
Well, what did you think?
pretty impressive little city slicker and a good list of standard features for a base model too. How is the Elite?
Even though it's more expensive, you get your money's worth, especially if you're safety conscious.
Premium sounds like it should have everything, and I'm going to go and see if it does.
Hold on, you drove last time.
It's definitely feeling a bit more luxurious in here. Like the Elite, the Premium scores that full suite of fantastic safety features and the leather appointed seats. But this driver's seat is electrically adjustable and both front seats can be either heated or cooled. It's got a gorgeous panoramic sunroof and an auto dimming rear view mirror as well. The Premium steps it up over the Elite with features like front parking sensors and LED headlights and indicators. Like the Elite, this has that 1.6 litre turbo diesel engine with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. You can definitely hear that this is the diesel, and you can feel the vibrations through the steering wheel, particularly at lower speeds. But the transmission is very smooth and it's quite a spirited little drive. It does ride on 17-inch alloy wheels though, making it noticeably firmer over bumps compared to the base model Active. Overall, it's pretty impressive, and I'd say the Premium does live up to its name. But for those wanting a bit more power, they're going to have to look to the SR variants.
SR and SR Premium models are distinguished by their 18-inch alloy wheels, dual exhaust tips, temporary space saver spare tyre and sports seats. Even though the SR Premium comes with all of the features available in the i30 range, if you were going to go for the sportier engine, why wouldn't you want it in a manual?
How good is this? 150 kilowatts of power. This is not what you'd expect from a Hyundai hatch. While Hyundai's had an SR in the range before, it's never been as sporty as this, and they've even gone to the effort of highlighting the interior with red stitching and all these red highlights, which makes it feel like a bit of a Golf GTI. One of the things you're going to notice behind the wheel of the SR is that the ride is a little bit firmer than the rest of the i30 range, and that's not such a bad thing. In this urban environment where we're going to be spending most of our time behind the wheel of the SR, it really handles the bumps well, and that independent rear suspension sorts out any imperfections in the road. While the entry-level Active comes with a manual gearbox as well, it's this sporty SR that you're going to have the most fun behind the wheel of. Unlike the rest of the range, which looks at efficiency and affordability, the SR steps it up a notch and gives buyers the option of a turbocharged 1.6 litre petrol engine. That means you get a lot more pep behind the wheel, and while the diesel offers a turbocharged engine as well, it's more catered towards efficiency. If you're a safety conscious buyer, you'll want to avoid the manual SR. The entry-level Active, along with all manual i30s, don't come with potentially life-saving tech like AEB, lane keeping assistant and forward collision warning. You have to go to Elite or Premium models for that, which is pretty disappointing. The i30 range has shown that Hyundai has stepped up the game against its competitors, and this SR manual is proof that you don't need to spend an arm and a leg to get a sporty hatch. Regardless of how much cash you've got to splash, I reckon the i30 range is actually really impressive.
The Active will likely remain the bestseller because of that price and features combination, and it does argue a strong case against its competitors. But I don't think it's my pick of the range.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking the SR, but not the manual, the auto.
Me too, great minds think alike. Even though I love driving manuals, the auto comes with all the safety gear and it's already loaded with kit and really fun to drive.
It's like almost a little hot hatch.
And I reckon we're going to have to flip a coin to see who takes it home. Head to caradvice.com to see the full Hyundai i30 range review, and don't forget to subscribe.